Hello everyone, my name's Idiotic Synergy, and we're back covering a Necromunda bounty hunter. It is the new Ashwood Stranger. I say is new, his rules have been around for quite some time, however there's finally a model for him, and it looks great. I love the Ashwood Stranger, it's such a cool model, just because he's just a really cool character. He really is. We don't know his backstory, but we can theorise that he used to be an ex-enforcer, and he sort of travels around Necromunda looking for, like, evildoers to get some justice done by usually shooting them in the face or stabbing them with his sword. He's a really interesting character, and there's not a lot about him. It's the same with the Deserter, because the Deserter is a really interesting character, but there's not a lot about him, and it's the same with the Ashwood Stranger. There's not a lot of information about him, and it's a shame. It is a crying shame, because this model tells one hell of a story. We can tell that he was an enforcer from his old armor. Yeah, the fact that it's all been shot and there's, like, it's rusted, or is that blood? We don't know, could be both. It's all shot to hell. Even his shoulder pad has seen better days. His stub pistol is like a custom stub pistol. And he's also got an auto pistol that isn't at all based on a Mac 10 or a Mac 9 or a Mini Uzi. I'm going to say a Mac 10. It looks more like a Mac 10. However, I'm not American, so I don't know my guns that well. But yeah, that's an auto pistol. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Despite it looking like an actual firearm. I don't really know, to be fair. Anyway, despite that, this character is really cool. Also, I like the fact he's got, like, a chunk of that. Now, I don't know if that's like a pipe going into his head, or if that's like a massive chunk of like, skin just peeled back slightly from, like, a gunfire shot, so, like, grazed. I can't tell what that is up there, but it looks fucking horrible, and it sort of suits him. The fact that he's, like, battle damaged and is just going from, like, Hive City to Hive City to be this vigilante is really cool. Also, he has got a sword, and I'm really, really tempted to do an Outcast enforcer gang with this guy as the leader. Really tempted to do that, because it just seems like such a perfect combination of this guy leading, like, a bunch of enforcers. It'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like the Raid. If you haven't seen the Raid, basically a bunch of police officers go into, like, this flat, or go into, like, this apartment building, and they get ambushed, and it's like hell on earth. But it's a really cool fight film, and I highly recommend you watch it. Even the Raid 2, though, to be fair, the Raid 1 was better. I really want to do anyway, I want to do an enforcer gang that's based on the Raid with this guy as the leader. That would be really cool. It's such a cool character, and I want to know more about him. It's this and the Deserter I really like, because both of them are really interesting characters, and there is rules for him. They're in the Book of Outcast. However, thanks to PDF files, I can show you the rules. Yay! Yes, also, I should mention that his abilities are mentioned here. Gunfighter, hip shooting, and fast shot. It's been a while since I've played Necromunda, so I've forgot, but that's why I'm showing you the rules. I really like his guns. His guns are really cool, and hell, we can... Yeah, that is just... Is that a pipe going in his head? I can't tell. It looks like it is, but... I reckon that is. I reckon that's something going into his head. But it could also be like a graze. I don't know. I really can't tell, and that's irritating me. But look how shot up his armor is, and it's just brilliant. Also, I like the fact that he's wearing, like, this leather cloak as well. It's such a cool character. Such a cool concept for a character. To have, like, this bounty hunter that's, like, chaotic good, just trying to avenge everyone. That is such an interesting idea for a character, especially in something as chaotic as Necromunda. And this model, I love it to bits, but we are going to have a look at the rules. And yeah, I've seen his rules. He's quite good, in my opinion. He's quite good, especially as an enforcer. Also, that's what his concept art looks like, and when compared to the model, Now, I like the model a lot. However, I... Would... I don't know if I would prefer it more if he looked more like this. I don't know, though. That being said, his armor doesn't. His armor looks old, but not as like shot up and rusted. Or looks rusted, but not as shot up. I don't know. I like both of these concepts. I kind of want a model that looks like this guy more than. Though to be fair, both of them look really cool. I don't know. Both of them look great. Let me know in the comments if you prefer the concept art version or the actual model version, because I can't decide. So, rules. Let's get into the rules, because rules are nice. And yeah, that just... yeah, that gun. That gun just looks off. Anyway, rules. So, these are the rules for the Ashwood Stranger, and... like I said, I really like him. Yes, his weapon skill is a 4, however, considering that he's an enforcer, ballistic skill 2 is unheard of for an enforcer. Movement 5, strength 3, toughness 3, wounds 3. He's quite good, in fact, really quite tough. Initiative 3, that's really good, again, for an enforcer. Okay, he's an ex-enforcer, maybe that's why he's so goddamn good. 2 attacks with his sword is not to be sniffed at. Leadership 8, cool check 3. That's right, he's got a cool of a 3. You're just passing cool checks. It doesn't matter what's happening, you are passing these cool checks quite easily. Cool check 3, are you shitting me? Willpower 5, but to balance it out, intelligence 7. So, the only thing that's slightly worse than average is his leadership. Cool check 3 is fucking great in this game. Willpower 5, also quite good, and intelligence 7 is average. That's amazing. His skills, will go through them in just one moment, but they are gunfighter, fast shot, and hip shooting. His war gear is flak. I'm slightly surprised that it's not better than flak, however... I'm actually surprised that he hasn't got an armoured undersuit, but then again it makes sense for him not to have an armoured undersuit. Weapons, custom stub gun with normal, Right. So, custom stub gun with normal dum-dum, and he has his auto pistol. I don't know why they're spaced out like that. And custom long blade, which is the same as a nomad blade, which is very good. It's very good indeed. Quick draw. Now, this skill I like. Quick draw is such a good ability. When targeted by a shooting attack while ready, make a ranged attack against the player with any equipped weapon. This does not remove the ready marker. So say, you know, you're within range with any of your guns and someone targets you. You can just fire back, mate. And it... So basically, as long as he's in close range, he's fine. He's gonna just shoot you in the face for just daring to target him. He's quite good. It's one hell of a deterrent as well, because he shoots on 2s and's got a auto pistol and a custom stub gun. I'm pretty sure Gunfighter allows you to dual wield 2 guns without having a minus to your... anyway, like I said, I'm gonna check, but I'm pretty sure Gunfighter was always allowed you to have 2 pistols. You could fire them without it being a -1 to your ballistic skill, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll get into that in a minute. And yeah, this guy, brilliant. I love him. I like quick draw. It's such a good deterrent. It's like, yes, you can target me, but I'm just gonna shoot you in your face, you dick. And also hip shooting's quite nice and fast shot's quite nice. But like I said, I'll get into them in a minute. And also where he's needed to be, or where he needs to be, can always be included in a random crew, taking up one slot as normal. So, random. Does that mean, like, any crew? I can't imagine this guy working with Chaos gangs somehow. Or is it just any Outcast gang he can just be shoved into? Because that, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure someone's going to let me know what that means in a minute. They always do. And that's fine, because I'm never claimed that I know everything about Necromunda, and hell, it's been a while since I've last played Necromunda. So, yeah, I need to know what this means by random crew. Because if it means Chaos Cultists can take him, what's stopping you taking this guy, as well as the 8... Oh, God. There's a horrific combination for you. This guy, within a Corpse Grinder cult gang, and then the 8-fold Chaos Lord with Slaughterborn and all of his rolls. Basically, you can either shoot the Walking Blender or shoot the Stranger that's just gonna shoot you back. I don't know. What's worse? Oh, mate. I hope it just means any Outcast gang rather than any... Because random crew just doesn't make sense for him to be included in a Chaos gang. Anyway, we need to have a look at his skills and his guns and what the Nomad Blade does. So, let's do skills first, because it's always nice to get a refresher, so please bear with me. So, these are his skills. Fast Shot basically allows you to shoot twice in the same phase, because the shoot action becomes a simple action, and simple actions can be done more than once, so you can shoot twice. So that's a minimum 4 shots, because the stub gun fires once, but the auto pistol has rapid fire, if memory serves me correctly. However, we're about to look at the firearms as well, so who knows? Gunfighter was the skill I got right. You ignore the -1 modifier when shooting with 2 sidearms. However, I forgot to mention, each sidearm can target a separate enemy. Meaning that if there's 2 models, you shoot one and the other one usually would charge if they were melee. So, say you were fighting against Ogren. With 2 sidearms, with Gunfighter, I keep wanting to call it Gunslinger just because I feel like that's more thematic, because it's like a gunslinging skill, like waja. Anyway, despite that's the noise, waja. Anyway, despite that, you can target 2 separate enemies, meaning that you pin one, you're more than likely going to pin the other, which is very useful and stops. And basically stops the worst thing where you down one enemy, but your opponent has another one, and it just charges you. It's like, well, I'm fucked. Unless you've got Blast or Gunfighter, then it stops all that. Hip shooting is the other skill, and this one I think works quite well for him, because he is Ballistic Skill 2. Now, hip shooting, you can spend a double action, where you move double, so it's like a move, so you move 10 inches, and then with a ranged attack, it's -1 to hit, so meaning you're shooting on freeze. Wow, that's so bad. It's not, it's really good for Necromunda. That's still quite good. And remember, you've got 2 guns, so you can just open fire, so you just sprint and just spray everyone. That is really cool. That is really cool. And you know what? Hip shooting works amazingly if you've got a flamer. It works surprisingly well. It's terrifying. If you've got someone with a flamer with hip shooting, yeah, that's just death. If they're coming near you, you're just going to die, because they're going to set you on fire. Anyway, so yeah, that's hip shooting. And I like hip shooting. That's quite good. And, by the way, I forgot to mention... the amount of credits this guy costs is only 170 credits. 170. He is really cheap for what he can do. The cool check 3, that alone makes him top tier. But the fact that his ballistic skill is 2, he's got 2 really good guns, a sword with 2 attacks, He's really good character, and all these skills that he has just makes him excellent. If you want somebody that's quite good in like close combat shooting, then this is the one to choose. But there is one more thing we need to have a look at, and that's his guns. Because one of them's a custom stub gun, the other one's a nomad blade, and one of them's a regular auto pistol. So, let's just get into it. So, the auto pistol has got custom. I thought it was a regular auto pistol, but alas, it's not. It is 2 custom weapons. And basically, it's got a range of 16 inches, so it's quite good at far range. Short range 4, +1 to hit if you're in short range, which is... You're in short range and you hit on 2s, mate. You're fine. Sorry. Yeah. So, you hit on 2s. Unless they're somehow behind cover 4 inches away. I don't understand. Anyway, you hit on 2s, you're fine. Strength 3, no AP, 1 damage. I couldn't remember what the ones were. I'm an idiot, but hence my name. Strength, not strength, fuck's sake. Ammo, +4, not strength 4+. What would that even mean? So, ammo 4+, rapid fire 1. Very nice indeed. And unlike most of the other auto pistols, it doesn't have a bunch of limited, scarce, not firearm. It's a solid gun. It's basically the regular auto pistol, but just better. It's got a longer range. It's just better. His stub gun is also better than regular. I don't know what else to say. Because range 16, short range 6, +2 to your accuracy in short range. You're hitting on 2s, and unless they're behind heavy cover with smoke screen or something, then that's just overkill. I don't know what else to call it. It's like, yes, I'm hitting on 2s. You can't go better than hitting on 2s, unless it's an auto hit weapon, in which case just use a flamer. But I don't think there is no weapon, or there's no rule which turns a pistol into an auto hit weapon. Otherwise, that would be the most broken thing on earth. Anyway, so yes, +2 to accuracy if you're in short range, which it is what it is. Strength 3, no AP, damage 1, 4 to reload, and it's plentiful, so it's like a regular stub gun, only much better. Now we go into his melee weapon, which is the long blade, which is the same as the nomad blade, but it's the long blade, so meh. Let me just find the long blade. I do apologise. Here we go. Long blade, it's an E, which means engagement range. +1 to accuracy, which means he's hitting on 3s. Very nice. That is quite good. You hit on 3s and melee. Sure. Strength 3, strength of the user. AP -2, damage 1. Parry. Parry is a really cool thing for a weapon to have, because basically, say your opponent hit you with a melee attack, you can get your opponent to re-roll the hit roll to see if it fails. It is such a janky ability, and there is nothing funnier than having a one wound enforcer where the person gets the melee hit off and then going, nah, re-roll it, and then they fail. It's like, yep, I win. My captain is surprisingly quite tough, even though he's a bag of shit. Oh man, I'm so glad that I'm ending my Necromunda campaign. Playing Enforcers is just sad. It is the most depressing thing. It's like, hello, I'm having fun. No, I'm not. I'm playing Enforcers. I now understand why people drink a lot. Anyway, but yeah, that's all she wrote. That is the Ashwood Stranger, and honestly, it's been a blast talking about bounty hunters once more. And I know I've got one more to talk about. I know I've got Cal Jericho, but I really fucking hate Cal Jericho. I don't like his character at all. I think he is the worst character in Necromunda. He's just irritating, and I don't like him. I don't like Scabs either. It's like a very poor man's, yeah, it's poor man's, Caiaphas Kane and Jurgen, or Jurgen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his mate's name right, but it's Jurgen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Jurgen. It's the guy with the massive multi-melter. Yeah, it's Jurgen. Hang on, I'm gonna look this up. Thank you, Warhammer Wiki. I was right. It was Jurgen. I thought I was going mental then. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. Yes, I was right. Haha. I knew I was right. I am very knowledgeable about Warhammer. Oh, that was terrible. That was driving me up the wall. Anyway, yes, Jurgen, what a man. I need to do a lore video on him. Actually, no, I need to do a lore video on the Deserter. Because the Deserter is such a cool character. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. Take care, stay safe, look after each other, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you want. It's up to you. I'm not your dad. And see you later. I need a better outro. Oh dear, such is life.